Not every can on the grocery shelf is your friend. Some canned tomatoes carry recalls, hidden sodium bombs, and chemical linings that wreak havoc on your body, especially if you're a senior managing blood pressure or kidney health. Today, we're ranking the worst to the best, so you know exactly what to grab and what to leave behind. Worst to bad 1. Williams Farms Repack, HNC Farms. In 2025, the FDA issued an emergency recall on canned tomatoes packed under the names
Williams Farms Repack and HNC Farms have issued a recall due to confirmed salmonella contamination.
This wasn't a maybe, it was a full bacterial risk stamped with an official recall notice covering thousands of units across multiple states. Salmonella is invisible. You won't smell it, you won't taste it. Seniors, children, and anyone with a compromised immune system face the highest danger. The CDC estimates that salmonella hospitalizes around 26,500 Americans each year and kills approximately 420. These cans were sold in regular grocery chains, repacked and relabeled as if they were trustworthy. They were not. If you have these in your pantry, throw them out immediately. 2. Hunchunts positions itself as the all-American tomato staple, farm fresh, packed at peak ripeness. The reality inside that shiny red can tells a very different story. Open certain batches and you're met with liquid that resembles rusty tap water rather than tomato juice. The smell is flat, slightly chemical, and far from the bright aroma of a real tomato. Customers have reported a metallic aftertaste that clings to the sauce long after cooking. One food critic put it plainly, "It tastes like the can, not the tomato." The problems go deeper than flavor. Hunt's is owned by Conagra, a company with a documented history of recalls. In 2019, more than 60,000 cases of tomato paste were pulled from shelves due to defective can linings that risked bacterial growth and spoilage. On top of that, some Hunt's varieties pack over 480 milligrams of sodium per half cup serving, nearly a third of what the American Heart Association recommends for an entire day. For anyone on blood pressure medication, that's a fast track to swelling, heart strain, and kidney damage. European food standards would likely flag several of these concerns outright. Here in the US, companies cut corners because, frankly, they're allowed to. Best to Great 1. Cento San Marzano. Taking the top spot is the yellow-labeled standard that professional kitchens across America rely on. Cento. What sets Cento apart starts with the soil itself. Their San Marzano tomatoes are grown in the volcanic terrain of Campania, Italy, and carry DOP certification, a European designation that guarantees authenticity and strict growing standards. The difference is immediate when you pop the lid. The flesh is firm, not waterlogged. The juice carries a natural sweetness balanced with just the right amount of acidity. The aroma is rich, tangy, and nothing like the flat chemical smell of bargain brands. For health-conscious shoppers, Cento's sodium levels run considerably lower than many generic brands, some of which push past 500 milligrams per serving. Their DOP line clocks in at roughly half of that. For seniors monitoring blood pressure, that gap matters enormously. It's also worth noting that DOP certification is Europe's answer to fraud, similar to how champagne is protected in France. Fake San Marzano cans flood American shelves regularly, but Cento has built its reputation on authenticity, even shipping directly from Italy to back it up. Not all of their lines are equal. The American packaged version doesn't quite match the imported DOP, but either way, it outperforms most of what's sitting next to it on the shelf. 2. Muir Glen Organic runner-up goes to the organic brand that actually earns its label, Muir Glen. In an era where organic often means nothing more than a green label and a higher price tag, Muir Glen is the real deal. Open a can and the first thing you notice is the smell. Clean, fresh, slightly grassy, not the metallic steam that rises from cheaper options. The tomatoes hold their texture in sauces and soups instead of disintegrating into watery mush. That's why both home cooks and professional chefs keep it stocked. The health case for Muir Glen is strong. Growing under USDA organic standards means no synthetic pesticides and none of the questionable preservatives found in mass market brands. Their low sodium and no salt options are a meaningful advantage for anyone managing hypertension, since standard cans can carry 400 to 500 milligrams of sodium per serving. Their ingredient lists are short and honest: tomatoes, maybe a touch of organic basil. Nothing that sounds like a chemistry experiment. On top of that, organic tomatoes like Muir Glen have been linked in USDA studies to higher lycopene content, and antioxidant associated with heart health and reduced cancer risk. That's not marketing, that's biology working in your favor. 3. Red Pack coming in third is the unpretentious, consistently overachieving Red Pack. No gold foil, no Italian branding, just a red label from a family-run Indiana company that has been growing tomatoes on U.S. farms since World War II. In blind taste tests, Red Pack earns consistent praise for delivering bold tomato flavor without tipping into harsh acidity or falling flat. The juice is thick, not watery. The tomatoes are plump with a deep scarlet color that actually looks like it came from a vine. One home cook described opening a can and immediately thinking of their grandmother's Sunday sauce. That's the kind of connection cheap tomatoes simply cannot create. Red Pack dials back the calcium chloride that makes many canned tomatoes taste rubbery and artificial, resulting in something that feels genuinely closer to a fresh tomato. Their low-sodium options are an added bonus, since a single standard can from a bargain brand can carry over 400 milligrams of sodium, nearly a fifth of your daily limit before you've even picked up a salt shaker. Consistency can vary slightly by harvest season, but compared to watered-down, chemical-heavy alternatives, Red Pack is an easy, affordable win. 4. DOP San Marzano, La Fede, Rega, Alessi at number 4. We crossed the Atlantic into territory where tomatoes make even professional chefs emotional. DOP certified San Marzano tomatoes from brands like La Fede, Rega, and Alessi represent the legitimate version of what many budget brands try to imitate. Grown in the volcanic soil of southern Italy in a strictly protected region and independently tested for authenticity, these tomatoes carry a certification that actually means something. Crack one open and you'll immediately understand the difference. The flesh is firm, the color is deeply saturated, and the juice smells sweet and earthy. Nothing like the watery, tin-flavored liquid in bargain cans. In sauces, they break down into something smooth and velvety without the harsh acidity that triggers reflux or stomach irritation. For seniors, that gentler acidity profile is particularly valuable. DOP tomatoes naturally carry lower acidity than most commercial alternatives and are processed with fewer firming agents. The price is higher than domestic brands, but the trade-off is better taste, fewer additives, and a label you can actually trust, which, given the scale of San Marzano fraud in the US market, is not a small thing. 5. Dei Fratelli. Rounding out the list is the quiet Midwestern underdog that consistently punches above its weight. Dei Fratelli. The name means of the brothers, and the brand lives up to it. Produced by the Herzl Canning Company in Ohio, a family-run operation that has been processing tomatoes since 1923, Dei Fratelli brings something rare to the canned tomato world: honesty. Pop the lid and you're greeted with tomatoes that smell fresh, bright, and slightly sweet, not like acidic sludge or metal. Their low-sodium line is a genuine asset for anyone managing blood pressure or taking kidney-related medications. Given that many bargain brands carry 400 to 500 milligrams of sodium per serving, Dei Fratelli also sources its tomatoes from US-grown Midwestern fields, avoiding the mislabeling risks that have led to FDA actions against companies importing questionable foreign produce. In 2019, fake San Marzano tomatoes flooded American stores, leading to lawsuits and regulatory backlash in Europe. Dei Fratelli sidesteps all of that. It's not the flashiest pick, but it's one of the most trustworthy, and in a category riddled with fraud and recalls, that matters more than most people realize.